Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is now requiring new vaccines to be placebo-controlled tested. And the CDC may be narrowing the COVID-19 vaccine recommendations, especially for children. Joining me now to discuss these latest developments and their implications is Nicolas Hulscher. He's an epidemiologist and administrator for the McCullough Foundation. Nicolas Hulscher, thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
The Secretary of the HHS, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., has announced that new vaccines will require placebo-controlled testing. What do you make of this move, and could it reveal anything new?
This is an absolutely critical move and very much needed. You know, in the past few decades, vaccines, childhood vaccines, were not being tested against placebos, so we never really knew the full safety profile of these shots given to all of our children, and now we finally will, because we will be assessing them next to people who do not get the vaccine, and that way we will know the full safety profile. So again, absolutely critical step.
And many vaccines have already undergone placebo testing. Do you think that expanding this will boost public confidence?
Yes, this will drastically, in my opinion, boost public confidence. We know now that public confidence is at an all-time low. This is probably due to the COVID-19 vaccination campaign. About 20% of people are still taking these, and about 85% of healthcare workers are refusing these. And so trust is at an all-time low.
Some medical and public health experts argue that new testing could limit vaccine production and access. Is this kind of testing worth it in this light?
Yeah, new testing is always worth it, in my opinion. When we see headlines saying new concerns regarding doing placebo tests, you know, as an epidemiologist, I'm actually jumping for joy, right? We need as much safety testing as we can for injectable products. You know, we got to make sure these are safe. That's just how we got to do it. If we want to make America healthy again, we cannot be putting forward untested products.
Would it pose any risks to prolong the approval of this in a time of, say, another pandemic?
I don't think it will, because unfortunately, if we do rush out a product that's not properly tested, this can result in a large number of casualties. And so, but it has to be properly tested. And when it's with novel technologies, this takes longer time. But again, we have to get away from using novel technologies that are not properly safety tested in humans.
And speaking of vaccines, the FDA might not approve COVID boosters for next winter, saying there is a void of data. The CDC is also considering significantly narrowing its COVID-19 recommendations. How should everyday Americans understand this? Has the science changed?
Yeah, so the science has honestly not changed much. Unfortunately, these COVID-19 shots were recommended for children a few years ago. In my opinion, this should have never have happened. Kids are at an extraordinarily low risk from the SARS-CoV-2 virus itself, from COVID-19. And these shots have now shown to increase your risk of stroke and heart attack and myocarditis based on the largest safety studies ever conducted, recently published. And so, Marty Makary, his concerns are definitely founded, and these do not belong on the childhood vaccine schedule.
And an HHS spokesperson said, quote, "Using the COVID pandemic as an eternal justification for blanket approvals will not happen." How significant is this statement for future policy?
This is huge. This is huge because, you know, we cannot just have a product, you know, a product that comes out on the market that had absolutely zero human testing in it. So previously, these mRNA boosters were being approved without human testing, only some preclinical testing in mice. And they were just basing this off of the previous flu vaccination program, where those can be rolled out without testing. But these are genetic products, and, you know, so it looks like they're finally going to get away from that and require proper data.
Nicolas Hulscher, thank you so much for your insights here today.
Thanks for having me.